All right then, let's see how this goes today. Hi everybody. You can see, I'm just literally just on green screen right now. Not even got Xer up in the background, so I have to do a couple of tech things, but that's okay. If you're here at 4:45, then you know that this is pretty much the time when I'm trying to sort out my tech stuff. So first things first, I think I just got the YouTube notification saying that I am live. So let's just check, see if you can hear me. There we go, cool. So I can hear me, I can see me, which is, hearing me is a good thing, as being, I had to buy a new microphone because my old one died. I was recording it was a Tuesday night. Hey Sanuka, how you doing? I was recording a 60-minute row on Thursday, Wednesday? Don't know, can't remember what day it was. And the microphone broke on me, just kept on crackling the whole time. So if you look at, you'll see I've uploaded a 60-minute row onto the main RowAlong channel. And the first half of it, I'd say, the sound is okay. And then the second half of it, you find that there's no sibilance to it at all. That's because I had to kind of de-crackle it, and as a result, all the high-end stuff went. So that's why. Hello from Germany, from Tech Toby. Sunny Germany as well. Oh, we ain't got sun here. It's raining here. Yeah, so anyway, so that's the story of whatever. I honestly can't remember the story I was just telling you. But let's move on, right? So I need to do the green screen. So what I need, filters. Sorry, normally I'm at least a step ahead at this stage, but I have just been doing some training, and so I'm not a step ahead. I'm a step behind. Right, that's not a very clean key, it must be said. I might give that another go. You can see there's quite a lot of noise, but the problem is that this OBS software isn't very good at refining the key. It tends to just like make you disappear more than it does actually refining it. Yeah, or making it go a different color. Right, okay, I don't know if I might be partly transparent. I don't know. But it just kind of just goes like green. And I'm like, well, that's not really what, hey. Let's reset that, that was wrong. Look, I'm on fire. Right, let's go for that. What do you think? That should be okay. Yeah, you can see me. I'm not overexposed. My t-shirt's not overexposed. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I was just doing some training before starting. I was doing ski erg intervals, so 500 meters on the ski erg. Hello from London, Ontario. John Edge. I have news for you, John Edge. Yeah, I was doing 500 meters on the ski erg, and then, oh, that'll be dead loud, won't it? Hang on. Is that loud for you? Or is that down? That's okay, that's down, cool. Yeah, so it's 500 meters on the ski erg, and then 15 burpees. Did that 4 times, then 500 meters on the ski erg, and then 30 meters walking lunges with a 30-kilogram sandbag. And then, yeah, did that 4 times, and then started this. So I wanted to fit in some wall balls as well, but I'll have to do them after today's row instead. But that's okay. This could be like a nice in-between, nice kind of easy row to set me up. Right, what am I doing? Xer. So I need to get rid of you. Goodbye. I need to do screen capture. Mac OS screen capture. Yes. Messy side. And who do I want? I want Xer. Sorry, I forgot again. I forgot that every time I do this, it keeps on whapping in the volume on the application at full volume. So who knows if I've got a bunch of messages saying, that's too loud. No, that's okay, cool, fine. Not yet anyway. It probably will pop up, but no. Right, I don't know what we're like delay-wise yet. We might have to wait until we get started with the main row. Am I hanging off the edge slightly? No, I think I'm all right. Am I? No, I am slightly off the edge. Let's just do that. Shouldn't make a difference because it's all on black anyway, eh? Right, so need to set up the rowing machine. I'm going to take off. When I was doing the filming the other night, I was doing it on the iPad with Exer, so I've got Lucian's iPads, iPad mount. I completely forgot the word for it just then. Right, where we go. The Epix Pro, so my heart rate monitor is running already from doing stuff before. Ski erg is also on, should really turn that off. Be interesting to do ski erg for Exer. I don't know whether it works. It's like the same way that the RowAlong bike usually pops up as an option, but then I try and connect it and it goes, oh, what are you trying to do? Sunset row with RowAlong, which I haven't joined my own session, but let's go. Ronnie's here as well. There we go. Right. What's Ronnie saying? Out with the better half tonight. Anniversary dinner. Oh, happy anniversary, big fella. Oh, I shouldn't really be calling you big fella, you skinny wee runt of a man. Honestly, whatever you've been doing in training, Ronnie, is absolutely like you're half the man that you were, but you still look powerful. It's just incredible. So yeah, so eat, be merry, but not too much. Enjoy the row, everyone. See you next week, says Ronnie. But yeah. So really impressive, motivating stuff to see how well Ronnie's done with his training, just to see how much he's changed. It just shows that, like you read all these things in magazines about how you hit 40 or whatever, and suddenly it becomes an impossibility for you to be able to add muscle and lose weight and things. And I think looking at what's happening with Ronnie, it's just rubbish. Yes, it becomes harder. It's a little bit tougher. You're fighting against a sedentary lifestyle often, or even just the fact that you can now afford to go out and have a lavish anniversary dinner and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think it's necessarily a kind of an end point that once you hit 40, that's it, you can no longer add muscle or lose weight. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm particularly transformed, but I think I've been looking at the RowAlong series that I've been putting up over the past kind of couple of months, and like the difference between the time to shine, which is the last ones, and the time to fly ones I've just finished. When I look at myself on there, you can go, look, it does work if you eat healthy, and in my case that means just kind of watching the snacking, and you stick to a decent exercise plan and you hit calorie deficit, the weight comes off. It doesn't matter how old you are, and then it just comes really down to being honest with yourself about what you're eating. It's really easy to say, well, I do eat healthy. And you can say, yeah, you do eat healthy, but you're eating 3 plates of the healthy stuff, and that's still putting you into calorie deficit, into calorie surplus and stuff. So I think that's really where it comes in. And like I said, the sedentary lifestyle and everything that comes in. Yes, there's a hormone issue where as we get older and testosterone drops, or in women as the estrogen leaves you and whatever. There are hormonal things at play, but it's not like you've crossed the line and therefore you can't do anything. You might as well just sit down and just be put to pasture. It doesn't work that way. You can deal with it. Try complaining when you're 70, says John Hedge. What do we say? When we watch YouTube shorts, we can see you then. Hang on. You should do vertical YouTube live. Yeah, I don't know how. Can you do a vertical version of it? I thought it was just shorts. I'll take a look into that, see if there is a version, and I could like run my iPhone with it as well. Ronnie's 59 as well. That's the thing. So there you go. So, like, I mean, it just shows that there is like, yeah, it really is incredibly impressive what you've managed to do, like body transformation wise. It's absolutely stunning. Tobias is here as well. Hello together, everybody. TT, it's never too early to learn how to complain. Right, where are we? So I'm set up here, set up there, set up here, because people are messaging. I'll put my phone down. Andrew Fielden has been in touch to say that he is not joining us this evening, so we won't get distracted by various messages from him. Interestingly, it looks as though Exer have fixed the bug on the timer. So you can see up in the top corner where it says 30 minutes now, whereas normally when I join the row with like 7 minutes to go, that would say 37 minutes. But now it's just boom, 30 minutes. So well done, Exer. You found the bug and you fixed it. I'm going to have a quick drink. Oh, that wasn't a very quick drink. That's quite a long drink. Vim Fuego. Evening all, enjoying the catch-up pod. I'm really pleased that you found the catch-up pod. So to everybody who doesn't know, well, I remember I had a bad week a week ago. This week was fine, but the week before was a bad week. I'm uploading historic rows on a Wednesday. So I'm going back to the beginning of 2024 right now. So on a Wednesday, I'm uploading them. And then on a Sunday, about an hour, 2 hours after I record this, once it's all kind of processed on YouTube, I'm then uploading that both as podcasts for you to have a chance to kind of go back and listen to. Because I kind of figured that the podcast people never get a chance to take part in all of this if they never actually turn up on or if they don't ever watch the YouTube stuff. And so I thought, you know what, I've got a whole bunch of rows that I've recorded my drivel to over the past year and a bit. So why not upload them? It did surprise me. It was only a year and a bit though. It feels like it's been a lot longer I've been doing these for. I mean, it's 18 months, I suppose, but I thought I'd started it at the end of 2022. But no, end of 2023. There you go, this is an exciting chat. I was going to say, so we've got 3.5 minutes to go, so I'll say it out, and I might expand on this later. But John Edger said I had news. I finally did the Strathclyde Park run. Woohoo! I finally turned up yesterday. Wow, it was busy. 531 people doing the park run. And I came 82nd, so I was quite pleased with that. Although I did post a photo on my Facebook groups and on Instagram of because I had a photographer near the finish line, and not only did I not spot the photographer, but I was in a world of pain at that point because I'd started my sprint way too soon, too soon, and so I'm just like, it's not the most flattering photo in the world ever, but yeah. Oh, sorry, I apologize. I don't have fleas. You see me keep on scratching myself. I don't have fleas. It's a good fast course, it is. I will talk about it during the row, actually. I'll try to remember to talk about it. Although, yeah. The sandbag I've got for doing sandbag lunges is burst. And so every time I do it, sand comes out of it. So I've got sand all over me. I'm just like, ugh. Not sure how rough this is going to be, lol, says David Fleming. Don't worry, David Fleming, it's going to be rough for me too. Having just done a whole bunch of training on the ski erg and doing my lunges and stuff, this is not going to be fast. More live vids, please. You know what, Sunuka, I would absolutely love, on TikTok as well, I would love to do more live stuff. I would love, to be honest, to do this full time. Do live workouts and make all the training videos that I upload to the proper RowAlong channel and stuff. Unfortunately, not only do I actually have a day job, so that kind of gets in the way of doing it this way, but there isn't really a particular amount of money in doing these. And so I'm trying, again, I'll talk a little bit about the things that I'm trying to do, because trust me, if I could work out a way to make a living, like a good living doing this, rather than my day job. My day job's editing TV programs. It's all kind of pretty much the same thing. But if I could do this for a living instead of making TV programs, if I could just be in charge of everything, I would. And I think things are in place. I mean, the stuff that I make for Averon, they pay me to make the videos, and I'll put in a drip here. I won't tell you who, why, when, or how, but another company's been in touch, and I'm going to start making videos for somebody else as well, which is going to hopefully bring in another income stream. And you never know, I might get closer to do that, and then I can do live streams on TikTok or on YouTube Shorts or whatever. Intrigued to see why you'd go TikTok or YouTube Short for that though. Just out of curiosity, really. Right, I'm gonna have another drink. I feel I have to warn you just so you don't hear the gulps as I take a drink. You can turn the sound down. Well, John Edge has big black clouds today. I've got lovely blue sky. So our delay is 40 seconds there, 44 there. So there's 4 seconds between Exer and YouTube. So if you are rowing on the Exer app and watching me on YouTube, make sure and watch your computer or your phone or whatever for the start on the proper Exer app rather than on YouTube. Otherwise you'll start 4 seconds too late. I'm going to start this off as I always do at a nice gentle pace. I might see how we get on with sprints and things. I think this is quite a short course, so we're going to go through the sprints over and over again. So maybe 1 every 2 I might sprint. I'll just see how I feel. But we've got 10 seconds to go until the start. Let's get going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now last week I was on the RP3, wasn't I? So I just suddenly thought this feels quieter. And that's because I'm on the Concept 2 this week. Technically, I should really be on the WaterRower in terms of... Why am I making such a weird noise? In terms of trying to rotate machines. This is Robert Austin. I have not seen Robert Austin's name on here for a while. Either I've been completely oblivious to you, Robert, or this is your first time back for a while, I'm not too sure. techtoby.info, hello. Eddie Farr, and a bunch of other people who, honestly, don't know who you are. Arsenal, I think, turns up from time to time on here. But it's lovely to see people who just turn up for the group row and who aren't actually kind of interacting on the YouTube side of things. They're obviously just like, there's the RowAlong group row. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they're unaware that there's Laurie Cook as well. Maybe they're unaware that I also stream my side of this to YouTube so that you've got something to listen to, keep you company for half an hour while you're rowing. Oh. Now this isn't a good sign. My left butt cheek is starting to cramp up already because of all the walking lunges I was doing. If I have to get up and go for a walk around at one point, I apologise. So we're 2 minutes in. You'll have got your body moving, but just start to think about your posture now. So that really means as you come out of the finish, really try and make an effort to sit up first. So you do finish in that kind of layback position, and it's easy to kind of get lazy and hang around in that layback. So I want you to finish, and then as the handle comes away, think about creating an arc with your kind of the motion of your back, so you're sit up, tilt forwards, up, forwards. And this is all triggered by your hands away. So hands come away from your body the moment the handle pulls in. I was actually, I'll come back to this, but I was running the Strathclyde Park run yesterday. Apologies if you heard my intro and you know this already, but I'm going to start this as though you haven't. And Strathclyde Park is built round, well, it's a flooded town. And so Strathclyde Loch, I'm not sprinting by the way, is a flooded town, but it's Olympic and Commonwealth distance rowing loch. Does that make sense? Basically, Scottish Rowing are based there, and they row up and down. And while I was out for the park run yesterday, I was watching, inverted commas, real rowers as they were in their boats. And it was interesting to see the variety of techniques in terms of what they were doing with the oars. Most of them, it must be said, would drive and then have a very relaxed recovery. Very slow, but they would let the oar come away from them just slowly. So it'd be like slow move, a little slower than I do it. But there were one or two people who you could tell were working on their technique and would drive and hold, let the boat glide and recover. And slowing it down is a great technique for analysing your stroke. Or if you're in a boat, certainly because the gliding boat and things. But on a rowing machine, drills aside, there's no value in pausing at the back of the stroke with the handle held in against your chest. All you're doing is wasting time and giving the flywheel time to slow down, as well as like the tension it takes to hold yourself stopped in that backwards tilt. And kind of over the course of, say, a half-hour row, 600 strokes, it's going to tire you out. So you're much better to finish the stroke and then release and recover and not waste time or energy. So handle away, quickly but smoothly. You're not chucking it away as though you're scared of it. Nice neutral height. You're not throwing it up over your knees, but you're also not scraping it down your knees. To be fair, the technique to scrape the handle is a good one if you're the type of person who lifts your knees first and has to throw the handle up over your knees. Because if you scrape, you know when you're getting it wrong. But if you're not doing that, just think about the handle and the chain remaining at a pretty constant height, both on the drive and on the recovery. So my chain pretty much stays between the two bolts either side of the chain guard. It doesn't really go up that high, and it doesn't slap off the bottom of the chain guard either. So handle away, forwards tilt, arms straight and relaxed like a zombie. And then once you're in that forwards tilt, straight arms, just bend your knees. You shouldn't need to tug on the foot straps and pull yourself forwards. The momentum of the handle away and then that forwards tilt is already sending your body towards the front of the machine, so that all you have to do is bend your knees. All right, I think I'm going to sprint this one. Let's see what happens. Get myself settled in on the seat. Might not be pretty. Let's go for it. 2 strokes, 1 stroke. All right. This is Baba Yaga. Just chill for a sec. Recover after that. That was fun. I saw 1:27 mostly, I think. Right, back up to pace. So yeah, bend knees, roll to the front of the machine. And the trick is that as you have already got your arms straight at the right height and your body in a perfect forwards rock, once you bend your knees to roll to the front, you shouldn't need to adjust anything with your upper back or arms as you drive back out of the catch. Now, this is definitely a case of do as I say, not as I do, because I have a rather odd shoulder roll sometimes. But that's kind of the point of the hands away and the forwards rock, and then bending the knees, is to try and set your consistent position for every stroke, which consists of holding the arms straight, fingers hooked over the handle, not a death grip, please. And then push the machine away with your feet. Don't think about pulling the handle, just think about pushing your legs into the machine and not bending your arms. Because what happens is, as you fight the air with the fan, because it turns, you're basically hanging off that turning fan as you go to the back of the machine. The more you push, the more air you move out the way, the more powerful the stroke, the faster you go. So try to avoid pulling early with the arms or swinging early with the back. Let the legs do the work for at least half of the leg drive, and then add in the back swing, and then start the pull. So legs, body, arms, and then we just do it all over again. Try and keep wrists flat if you can at the back of the stroke. Again, do as I say. I'm trying to think about doing that now. Ideally, you want a straight line from your elbows through your forearms, wrists, fingers, handle. I'm gonna miss this sprint, do the next one. And then pull the handle in to sternum height. Too high, it ends up being about forearms, and delts too low, and you just lose connection with your back to the stroke, or through the pull of your arms through your back. And that's the pretty much the technique for rowing. Lots to take in, lots to try and perfect, and a lifetime trying to do so. And it's funny, at the beginning of the week, a thought occurred to me. It's funny, you know, the amount of times I think I'm getting kind of on top of my plans and my to-do list, I then have a clever idea about something, which then just adds to my to-do list. I can never quite clear the table, I'm afraid. But I was thinking about the plans that I've put on YouTube, and basically all the stuff I talk about during all the workouts. So 5K plan has 25 main workouts plus a prologue row. So 26, then the actual time trial. And I started to think, I wonder what I talk about. Not just technique, but all the other stuff within those workouts. So I downloaded them all, transcribed them, and then started properly thinking about what I said. And then thought, you know what? All of the descriptions on the YouTube workouts, they tell you what to do, but they don't really give you context or meaning behind why you're rowing the way you are. So start to set about just collating it all as a kind of training philosophy or wisdom. I thought I'd just release that as like an ebook or something. But then, when I was finished, I thought, actually, there's probably more value here putting this information together with the plan itself to give you context, background, reasoning, even explaining machine setup, why you're rowing at training paces and things. But because it then meant a fair bit of work, I thought, well, this is added value to the current YouTube plans, which are currently and will always be free. So why not just package it up together as a proper plan and just ask people if they want to pay for it, basically. I'm not trying to sell you it, although it'd be lovely if you did buy it. But all I'm saying is that I've re-examined the stuff that I talked about, and it's interesting the consistency of what I did talk about in terms of technique and training protocols and motivation, and basically don't push the slow stuff, push the fast stuff. Speaking of which, here comes another sprint, and if you're going to sprint it, sprint it. Take 10 seconds on the other end to recover, but sprint, don't tickle. 3 strokes to go. 2, 1. Here we go. I don't think I'm going to hit 1:27 this time. Just take a moment, catch my breath, and then recover again. But that's kind of the point I'm making, is just consistency in terms of how you train, knowing that you have a plan, whether it's the free one or paying for one. Consistency in terms of showing up and working within the same kind of structure, that's important. You don't really want to be doing 1 week of my 5K plan and then 1 week of the Fitness Matters one of the Eddie Fletcher or whatever. Stick to one so that you're working within the same ecosystem. And that way, you usually get some form of community support as well, whether it's Facebook groups or separate discussion forums. It really does help if you can share your experience, much in the kind of journaling methodology. We're just writing a Facebook post about it, saying whether you enjoyed it, stuck to the pace guide, all that stuff. It can help. It sorts stuff out in your head. And just the accountability of being with others. In fact, yesterday's park run is a good example of that. So there's 500 people there. The only person I know is my wife. And she's a good runner, but I am a little bit faster than her. So we kind of got split up at the start of the run because there were so many people there. And both of us were like, I've not seen the other one for a while. Are they ahead of me or behind me? And there's the way the course at Strathclyde Park works, you run out for around about 2.5 kilometres. You then turn round and come back. And so there was a point where you double back on yourself, basically. And I was like, right, I'm either gonna be passed by her because she's turned before me, or I'm going to turn and then pass her. And it's like a little excitement about that, about not quite knowing where you are compared to someone you know. And so I turned the corner, started running back, and after about 15 seconds, saw her running towards me. I was expecting a smile, but she had a look of her face of obviously going, oh, I'm not ahead of him. And then there's the finish. So, park run is 5 kilometres, but always different courses, but they do give out your results afterwards. So it's good to try your best, not give up. But the way Strathclyde Park is, honestly, it's a bit of I'm not sprinting this one. It's a bit of an optical illusion as you come down the side of it towards the finish. There's probably about oh, how's that? Are we back in? All right. Oh, I don't know where I was in my story, I'm afraid, but the battery died on the HDMI converter. Oh, anyway, listen, I don't know where I got to on my story, but what I'll say is this, that I got to a point where I had over-egged it. I was absolutely exhausted, and everything was screaming in me to stop. Everything was saying, you're knackered, you should just ease off. And if it wasn't for the fact I was in, like, running with a group of other people, not just Julie, but just other runners, I might have listened to that voice in my head and slowed down. But actually, I just went, no, dig in. You started this, finish it. If it actually does become too much, you'll know it, because you will have to stop. But don't give in. And so I didn't. And surprise, surprise, I made it to the end. I didn't die. All was good. And I completed it in 22:42. So I was quite pleased with that as a result. Now, talking about pleased, I'm not very pleased that that camera glitch meant I didn't quite make the final sprint. Lesson learned, don't run it off battery power next time. So apologies for that, I don't know where it cut out on my story. I should have kept a better eye on it, I'm sorry about that. That obviously happens. That's a very frustrating end, but anyway, I hope you carried on rowing and you were just like, what's happened to John? And you did well. It's a lovely workout for me, and I mean, it was a good, after doing the ski erg stuff and then burpees and lunges, that was a nice little half. I mean, you can see I'm shiny from the fact I'm sweating so much, so I very much enjoyed that. And then I'm going to go and do some wall balls next. I'll probably do 10 times 20 wall balls. So do 200 of them with, I don't know, I might just do like a 1-to-1, however long it takes to do them. I'll take the rest in between. I might half it actually, I might see. Yeah, so if it takes me like a minute to do 20, I'll take 30 seconds rest. I'll probably just do that. Because the whole point is just to try and get better at them. Take too much rest, might not get better at them. And the point is about doing these under fatigue rather than it being about doing them easy, especially as being I've got, was it 4 weeks until Toronto? So Vim Fuego, that was great. Thanks, John. Apologies for the shutdown of the sound and vision. Did my last WOD challenge to your live rowing. Kept me going, thanks. Oh, fantastic. Good to hear from you, CBDB. That was still like rowing the Titanic. Yeah, okay. You know the Titanic actually had a rowing machine, like an erg on it? Not a Concept 2, strangely. Nigel Robinson says thanks. TechToby says thank you all. Have a nice Sunday evening. We'll now walk the dog and then jump into the hot whirlpool. Oh, see, I'd love one. But as always, thanks for the workout, everyone. Oh, it's amazing. All right. Yeah, I'd love to have I've got an ice bath, and I'd love to have a hot tub next to it, so I can kind of go jump into the hot tub and jump into the ice bath and kind of do that kind of training. And Julie and I have talked about it, and kind of like, yes, that would be nice, but also just there's the expense of running a hot tub's part of it, but there's also just, I don't know, I just think it's something, yeah, I don't really know how to finish that. Stephen Hopkins is a first timer, yay! Good. Well, we've been waiting like for the past year and a half. I've just been waiting for you to turn up. It's finally, I'm happy you're finally here. Oh, I was getting worried about you. Outdoor hot tub, actual 40-degree hot water. Oh, all right, 40-degree C hot water. All right, so it's kind of like just above body temperature. That's cool. At least I didn't get lapped. Well done, John Edge. That's, I mean, that is the thing about these shorter laps, is that it's quite easy to get lapped, isn't it? So, yeah, right. So, thank you so much to everyone turning up. We're getting out, or kind of where summer's beginning to be a bit of a memory, like the leaves here, as I was driving home today. You can see they're all starting to turn that kind of orangey browny colour. It's not quite autumn, but you can tell that summer is on its way out, and autumn is on its way in. So hopefully what that means is that more people are going to come along. I mean, 69 today for today's row, which is a great number. So I think that's quite good. So let's just see if this climbs over the next... bye-bye, TechToby. Let's see if those numbers climb over the winter season. I'm going to try and do absolutely everything I can to push X or to push RowAlong hard as hard as I can. Like Sanuka was suggesting at the beginning, why not do more? I'd love to do more. If I could try and work out a way that this is all I ever did, then that would make me the happiest person on earth. But unfortunately, I have a house and kids and whatever, so I need to have a day job so that to bring in the money. But let's see if I can push RowAlong as a little bit harder. Then you never know, we might get lucky. Ed Farr says, good row as always, John. Have a good evening all, and to you, Ed, as well. Now I'm going to go as well because I don't want to get too cool before I get into doing the last of my wall ball training for my evening. So I'm going to say goodbye. Next week we are definitely 9 o'clock in the morning UK time, which is GMT+1 for the rise and row with RowAlong. So I do look forward to seeing you then if you're around. Obviously, I'll understand that if you are in a different time zone, that's unlikely. So those of you in Ontario, maybe not. And then when I say 4 weeks until I'm in Toronto for High Rocks, I can't wait to be back. It's been a long time since I've set foot on Canadian soil, and I'm really looking forward to being back. I love Canada. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So everybody, look after yourselves. Well, I don't really, yeah, go to my website or whatever. If you want to take a look at the 5K plan, then please do. Like I say, it's made up of the same rows and they're on YouTube. So if you're looking for something different, probably not for you, but it is supported. It does give you all of the information that you might need, like drag factor, of why you're training, all that kind of stuff. And you might be interested in it. But don't worry, I'm not going to hard push it at you. So everybody look after yourselves. Have a great week. Make sure and shower, have something to eat, have something to drink, and tell someone you love them. All right. And so until next week, please look after yourselves. Row well, be well. Bye-bye. And I'm about to click stop. So I'm going to say goodbye again. Goodbye.